Right, good afternoon there, Jim. It's Greg here again with an update 2 of the buddy build between me and Paul on Paul's military models, or military model of Paul. Never can get the right way around. But with this far on the jumbo, I've got a bit done since last time. I've got a pointy stick. I've obviously gone and recast the casting texture on the turret, sort of to try and mask the seam line around there. And in this kit you get little cast numbers, so I was looking on Google and asking what it does, and it's number 138 for the Cobra King, so that's on one side. On the other side, and the cast numbers already on from the kit itself, which is there and there. On the box art there's some numbers across here, but when I look at pictures online they're not there, so maybe it's just I don't know, unless I haven't put them ones on. But the 138 looks quite nice. And also, if you can see on the top of the all this isn't together, by the way, I've used the Tamiya glue, and I've redone the rolled steel texture as well, all over the top, on the sides. I haven't done underneath at the moment, but I think I might do. I'm not too sure yet. But yeah, it's a lovely little kit, and obviously I've done the insides. I've let's pull this off a minute. I've lightly sort of done inside, so you can, when you're looking down through the turrets, I've done that in white. Oh, sorry, I put the PE light guards on. I've got lights to insert into there. They're all painted, ready to go, which I'll show you a bit later on. Obviously, this is all movable. This isn't on yet. But basically everything is together, if you know what I mean. All the sub builds are all together. Oh sorry, and the muck guards, I've got the muck guards on as well. And it looks as if they're fitted incorrectly, but they're not, because there is a hole from where the extra plate stops and it goes onto the original part of the hull as well. So that's why it's sorry, why it looks a bit, but that's how it looks on the bottom. I had to check on the line again just to make sure, and yeah, that's how they're fitted. You can still see the bolts, but they're a bit farther in. But yeah, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Lovely, easy kit to build, I must admit. There was no build complications or anything like that. On the turret, I see I've done that. On the instructions, it gives you this only with no options of turning it down onto there, so your light is facing down. But I just took it off, drilled a hole in the side of it again, and made it to look forward. There was glass to go, so I couldn't even understand there's glass to go in there, so why would you put the glass in and then put it onto there? So, like I say, I've done all the rolled steel effect on there, and I say you can see now the text, the cast texture on there. Not too sure, I haven't done nothing on this yet, because I think it's, I don't know what. Obviously it's metal of some description, but I don't think it's cast, and I don't think it's rolled steel. Obviously, I'm not too sure. I'd have to have a look at that, or if anybody lets me know, I'll be very grateful. But yeah, it's a lovely build. And inside, I've just lightly weathered the, you know, the breech underneath. Nothing special. So when you look down into it, you can hardly see it, but even so, it's there. You know, if you can have the figures in there, which I am. So, you know, you've got to show a bit of detail. Just there's a little bit more detail on the sides, but it is an exterior kit only, so I can't grumble. So, we've done those. I put that back on. This isn't a traditional, you know, with the tabs. You press it, it's a press fit, and it just stays on. So it's a good fit. Right, so I've done that on the back plate as well, which is ready to go. That's all drilled out and ready to go for the spare tracks on the back. So that's that bit there. I have just give these a quick hair on there, is it? Primer. This is what I'm going to prime with Ghost Grey to start with. Got the commander's cupola there. Got the drivers and radio operators hatch. They've all got the PE light guards on as well. A little bit of PE, not a lot in this kit. I think Paul's bought a PE set, so you can have a lot more PE on these than I am. Commander's cupola, Again, this is going to be open, it's all openable, and these are for the spare track links on there. So there we are. So yeah, they're for the spare track links on there that goes on the back. So that's that. I'm going to put a little bit of storage on, not a lot. I've just got some with the kit and some aren't with the kit, so I've just primed them in a darkish grey mixture of dark grey and a touch of white. So I've got that nice colour. Started messing around with weathering techniques on the the gun rods, cleaning rods. I know you're not going to see them because they're underneath, but even so, it's still not part of the kit, and you still have to do it. So it's a good way to practice, I think, is things like that. So obviously this has got to be painted in a, I don't know if it's brass or steel on the ends for the alloyed ones. Spare, another wheel isn't same as what's on the track, but it's a spare wheel, so I'm sure they would have used it if you ever needed to. So yeah, so I'll just take it off there actually, I'll show up. That's come off as well. Let's just pop that back on now. A bit farther apart, get into it. Yeah, so I just started messing around with you know, different textures of wood and things like that. It hasn't come out too bad actually. So you're not going to see because it goes underneath the rear, but you know, still a part of the kit, so it still needs to. So you can see it's not too bad. Basically, that's old wood, Vallejo old wood, and Iraqi sand, and oil is dark mud, not an industrial earth as well, just to give it that bit of wood texture on there as well. So that's what's on there, so I'm quite pleased with that, even though you're not going to see it, but it's still there. A little bit of storage that's gone on the back is just, that's from where did I get that from? What's the name of the company that does all the storage for Sherman's? Easy Gear or something like that. That's and this as well. So I'm going to add them to it. They're just primed and ready to go as well. Value Gear, that's what it's called, Value Gear. So I thought I'll just put that on the back. I know it's not historically correct, and on the pictures you can't see any storage, but I'm going to put some on. And I've ditched the plastic, well, it's in the spares box now, and I just cut a bit of balsa wood, and I'm still in the process of getting it to look like wood. It's getting there, it's getting there. I said I'll go across the front. It's going to get dark wood anyhow, it's not going to be clean and shiny wood, it's going to be dull and muddy and whatever. So yeah, so I've done that. That needs to be finished. We got the spare tracks in black grey at the moment. I'm going to just slightly, even though you're not going to see these again, but I'm just going to slightly dry brush them with a bit of grey on the tops. Just a bit of sort of medium grey on the tops, just to, you know, simulate its rubber on there. The hatches, the rear parcel shelves primed as well in the ghost grey. That's ready to go. Got the windows, the periscopes all done from Commander's cupola. I might just take a bit of that off, it looks a bit too blue for me, but we'll see. Let's check it out. I don't know if it'll come off or not, probably won't, but I'll try and tone it down a bit, I think. On there. And on for the rear of the basket where the 50 cal goes, you've got a spare barrel to go on, which is this is in the mixture of the, what have you done in this one? German grey, white, and what else did I put in there? I think that was it. Just to get that sort of metal looking colour. You know, when it's, you know, when it's weathered, it looks pretty decent. So that's the spare machine gun barrel. And this is the kit 50 cal, and I have to say it's a pretty good 50 cal for me anyhow. I think it's good. The cooling jacket, the holes were already drilled out, So that's all primed in the same colour as the spare barrel. I have a 50 cal, you know, for the accessories, brass ones to go on to if I wanted to add it to that, but I thought the kit one looks decent, and it's got a, you know, it's been slide moulded, so you've got the hole in the end. Obviously that needs finishing, the wood needs painting on there, and obviously the, you know, the weathering on it, the blue hue on it and things like that, make it slightly looking metally. Started on the return rollers at the top. Many people think they're rubber, but in fact they're not, they're metal. So I've same grey, and then I've just gone with a metal polishing powder and gone along and done all the sides, and you know, getting up metal pipe to give it another polish before it actually goes on. We shall see. So I've done all 6 of those, and again I've done the exhausts even though you're hardly going to see them. Again, you know, you're hardly going to see them done. This is a bit of green around the edge where it still hasn't been burnt off, and obviously the rest of it has, and darkened the excess of it. And I cut little green marks along the tops where the paint hasn't quite burnt off yet. So there again, you're not going to see these even when you do seem to go that way on. So under the, let's just take that off there for now. Here we go. We're going to go underneath, see where them 2 pin marks are, sorry, the 2 holes are, and they go that way up as well, so you're not hardly going to see them, but they're done, they're done. And again, it's, you know, if I didn't do them I'd be you know, conscious that they weren't done. So I think that's it. No, we're not. We've done the made a start on the tools as well. I do the tools on the sprue. Let me just move this to the side. Yeah, so with the same grey again for the tanker. I think it's like, I don't know what it's like, a tanker bar, I suppose, on this side, and that's for the shovel, the strap, I think, or metal thing it goes into at the end. We've started on the axe again with a similar technique. So I've just varied the colours slightly on the axe. You see that? You want to zoom in or not? And the hammer, these aren't quite finished yet, but again now. And the shovel, again, just slightly different wood colour, again, variation of all 3 colours I use, the wood, new wood, dark wood, Iraqi sand, and the oil paint as well. And there's a little bit of pencil on there just to give a bit of shine on the edges, but it isn't finished, so I'll probably cover them over before they're finished. I'll just sort of have a look and check, and there's the axe head. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with those. I know what I'm going to do with them actually. I know it sounds silly to do all that work. I'm going to do the hairspray technique on them because apparently it's, people say they were painted in the factory and other people's don't. You've got, you know, artistic license. So I thought, the curiosity, I'd give these a hairspray technique, since they're all spray, and then just with water and just very finely take off the green. I think that's what I'm going to try and do in here, obviously with the olive drab and everything, or olive green, or whatever the colour I'm going to use. So yeah, I'm quite happy with those. The bogies are still in the same state. I haven't done anything else with those. So I think we're about there for this update. I don't think there's anything else. So the kit goes together no problem at all. It's a really nice build. Easy to put together. Instructions are fantastic. Tow cable's done as well. Where's it at? Here we go. Actually, well, it's not done. It's all you know, ready to be weathered and cut, painted and finished off and whatever. So that's all done as well. In fact, the whole thing is together. You know, I mean, I've done all the building as such, but now we're just adding all the sub builds to finish the tank off itself. So for my next step will probably be now is to prime the actual tank itself. And then we'll start thinking about, I think I'm probably going to use this set from Life Colour. I'll just pull this back. I think I'm going to use this set here, Life Colour set. So got plenty of options there, the colours. Yeah, so I'll be using those. And say, I don't think I've used them actually. No, I've never used them. Oh yes I did when I painted the, what did I paint? The exhaust. I just used took colour and painted it, but they're all still full in there. Let's put it back in there, back in there. Yeah, so that if you're interested in this boxing, it's Life Colours. It's got the slightly says lightly satin coated, so it doesn't make a difference to me because I'm going to give it a dull coat at the end anyhow, so that's fine. Yeah, the number for that is CS11 if you're interested in buying it. It's the Life Colours US Olive Drab. So I think that's it really, chaps, chapesses. So which is great. Yeah, I forgot to say thank you very much for all your kind comments again, and new subscribers, and of course the old subscribers. Thank you for viewing. I say once I've got the kit sprayed in its primer, I think I may do the like showing how I've sprayed it. I've got a little tripod, so it'll be a bit better than last time's effort. So we'll see anyhow. So it's Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very soon.